Hi, I'm Jeremy Crosby.
And I'm Nick Boucher. We're your hosts for the program that's all about your city, Talking Fitchburg.
Every weekday, we pull together the news, events, and information you need to stay on top of what's happening in the city of Fitchburg.
Find Talking Fitchburg on cable TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our live stream on the web. Plus, you can find all our headlines and stories on Facebook, YouTube, and our video on demand service. This is your city.
Keep up with Talking Fitchburg and the issues affecting you and your neighbors.
Get connected, Fitchburg. Sign up for Fitchburg Connect, the city's monthly e-newsletter that keeps you informed about all the events, services, and updates that matter to you. Get it in your inbox once a month. Sign up today to get Fitchburg Connect.
Meeting for July 21st, 2026. The first is to call to the order to the meeting, and second is approval of a minute.
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I have one change for the minutes.
Second.
On item G, the ADR for the Hispanic grocery store has the previous text for Zimbrick ADR. So I think that needs to be, if that hasn't been fixed yet, that needs to be updated.
Okay, thank you. So we don't need to do an amendment, yeah. Huh? Okay, all those in favor of the minute with the changes that Carol, what's it?
Been mentioned.
Mention, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. Next is public appearances for non-agenda items. Do we have anyone on the room that want to speak on non-agenda items? Here none. We move to the agenda review and the next agenda items. So I will start with the first public hearing and consideration of rezone and conditional use RCCU 2654-26 request by Peter Basanios, agent for Consimius Ranch LLC, and William C. Consimius and Ann Consimius to rezone property from AX, that is exclusive agriculture, to AS, that is a small lot agriculture, and rezone property from RR, that is rural residential, to AX, that is exclusive agriculture, and to obtain a conditional use permit under section 22-540(6A) to allow for a horse boarding facility on property associated with 5949 and 5927 Adams Road. Okay, so let's see, we have people for the public hearing. Do we have one? Yes. So we have Anne and William Consimius. They are here only to answer questions. Okay. And then we have Peter Pasianos online, if we have any question. So I will close the public hearing and we will go to staff report.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deanna Schmidt. I'm the city planner. Tonight we'll open up with a discussion about this rezone and the certified survey map. The area that we're looking at is this farm off of Adams Road. Here is Fish Hatch. Oh, don't have anything yet, sorry. But it's off of Adams Road. The property is currently zoned AX, exclusive agriculture, and rural residential. The applicant is requesting a new certified survey map to create a lot for the existing horse boarding facility that also has an apartment. The CSM and rezone would join the current rural residential lot to the remainder of the AX zoned farmland, and thus the rural residential zone lot will become AX. The applicant is requesting that the new lot created by the CSM be rezoned to small lot ag for the horse boarding facility. And let's see if we've got some pictures here. The applicant is also requesting a conditional use permit for the existing horse boarding facility and apartment, which is a conditional use under AS, small lot agriculture zoning. And this is one of our recent updates to the zoning ordinance that was done that created a conditional use for horse boarding and caretaker apartments under AS zoning. So that ordinance change happened in May. And so just to orientate us now that we do have a picture, we have Fish Hatchery Road here to the east. This is Adams Road, and the farm that we're looking at is this one right here. This is the zoning, this is the rural residential lot currently, and then the AX is the remainder of the farm, and I'll just highlight that too for you. So what we are doing is cutting off this lot into a new lot, rezoning it to AS, and then the remainder of the farm will be AX. So I can kind of show you how that looks like right here. The property is currently owned by Consimius Ranch LLC, and William and Ann Consimius is currently zoned the AX and the RR. In 2008, Plan Commission approved a CSM rezone and conditional use for this property to allow for the current farm residents to separate from the horse boarding operations. So that's what happened in 2008, and we're reworking this and in order so that the horse boarding operations can once again be separated from the farm residents. This is Farm 89 with 2 claims or splits that would allow 2 single-family residential lots under the requirements of the rural residential development criteria. This proposal before you will not use any claims or splits. However, the applicant will need to record an affidavit assigning the claims or splits to Lot 1 or perhaps to Lot 2. So just to reiterate, Lot 2 will be rezoned to AS. This is the proposed lots. The current CSM in your packet, we did not have time to update it with the surveyor, so staff has kind of filled this in so it's a little bit more clear. We will end up, when this is all said and done, with 2 lots. Lot 1 will be AX, that will include this entire area, and Lot 2 will be AS. Let's see, kind of repeating here. The applicant has worked with the planning department for several months to determine the most practical course of action that, one, allows the separation of the horse boarding facility under separate ownership, and then also stays compliant with the city's comprehensive plan and development objectives. Combining the R1 with the remainder of the farmland protects the majority of the farmland under one ownership and serves our long-range planning goals for farmland preservation. With the recording of the CSM and conditional use permit, the owners will record documents releasing the previous required restrictive covenants and easements, and then it will allow the property owners to sell the new Lot 2. Staff does recommend approval of the rezone and conditional use, and then also the CSM. And so I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I have a question. I want to understand. So, can you put the original?
The original, yeah, sure. What it is today. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, okay. So we have the Lot 1 is where
the farm residence exists on this lot right now.
Okay, so we are doing this so because they want to sell some of the.
Mm-hmm. It would allow them to sell the horse boarding facility separate.
Okay,
separate.
So that one is going to be in a okay.
It'll be in a separate lot.
And the conditional use that we are approving tonight can be transferred to the new seller?
It does. Conditional use stays with the land, and
I
yes.
stay with the land, okay.
And it
Okay.
does transfer to the new entity, as long as they maintain the same operations.
Okay. Okay.
Two questions. One, why does that lot with the not just remain rural residential? What is the rationale behind? Is it important that it become one lot?
A couple reasons. Well, first of all, we cannot legally create a lot without frontage. So, how to do that in a reasonable manner without creating kind of funky shaped lots is really difficult. And number two, what this does is maintain the bulk of the farm as one entity yet. So it protects the farm as a whole, as an entity, which is important for our overall farmland preservation goals. So Farm 89 remains the bulk of it together.
Great. My other question is, why is the rezone and the conditional use one?
What did you say?
It's an RZCU. I feel like I've seen this before, but I still don't understand why.
It's more of just a shorthand for staff because it makes it they're tied together. There's no they're tied together. The conditions are the same, and it just saves staff from doing two separate public notices. Really, it just saves staff some time.
But when it goes to council,
It'll
is
just
council
go to
just the
council like
rezone?
this.
Like this. Okay.
Yep, it'll go to council like this, but the ordinance will not refer to the conditional use.
Okay. Thank you.
Council will approve
the
an
conditional
ordinance.
use because we don't approve
Yeah,
conditional.
so
Typically, yeah.
the ordinance that council will approve will just refer to the rezone.
Yeah, less paperwork is generally good.
And as an FYI, AG approved.
Okay, thank you. Any other question, comments? Okay, here none. All those in favor of the...
We gotta move
Oh, you move it. I'm sorry. I am used.
You want to?
Move approval of rezone RZCU 265426 with the 11 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
All those in favor of the conditional rezone and conditional use, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay.
I'll move approval of the certified survey map CS 2655-26 with the 14 conditions outlined by staff.
Okay, all those in...
Did we have the wrong number?
Who's second?
Stephen.
Okay, all those in favor of certified survey map, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah, the old number.
The motion carries.
Yeah,
Okay.
should be 10 conditions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So next is I am open another public hearing and consideration of rezone RZ 265626 request by Lisa Steinhauer, agent from Frostwood Farm 3, to rezone property from AX, that is exclusive agriculture, to RL, that is low density residential, and AS, that is a small lot agriculture, on property associated with 5898 Adams Road. Oh, it's in the same road. Okay. Okay. So we have Lisa. So she registered only in support. Where is Lisa? Do you want to say something, Lisa? Okay. And then, no, this one is another one. Okay. So, okay, I will close the public hearing. And we are moving to staff report.
This property that we're looking at is right across the street on Adams Road. So we were looking at this particular property right here, and now we're going right across the street. And the farm that we're looking at is these two parcels. Both of these parcels are zoned AX at this time, and the applicant is proposing to create 3 parcels One parcel would be a low density residential parcel. Parcel 2 would be rezoning from AX to AS, and then the remainder of the farm would be zoned AX. So this request is being done under the rural residential development criteria. I'll just talk briefly about what that is. We look at 5 required criteria for that: compatibility with adjacent farm operations, avoiding environmental sensitive areas like wetlands, floodplains, and drainage ways. Lot shape shall be the depth to ratio of approximately 2:1. Avoiding woodland cover, and if that's not possible, providing a forestry management plan. And then avoiding any heritage protection trees. In addition, the RRDC criteria also include items that may be waived, history of tillage or in crops currently, residential infill, and that just means that a new home should be located within 300 feet of an existing residential building or other structures. Lot size should be approximately 1.5 acres or less, and then avoiding steep slopes that has the potential for erosion. Let's see, I didn't quite get that up yet. This one. Okay. So this is a little bit difficult to see exactly, but maybe I'll start here. So this is the overall farm acreage. There's 2 lots currently. This is the 1 lot and then the remainder lot. And what is proposed is to create 3 lots. Lot 1 would be the low density residential lot. Lot 2 would be the small lot ag lot, and then lot 3 would remain AX or exclusive agriculture. And you can kind of see on this map a different way to kind of see it with the aerial photographs. There are existing agricultural buildings on the proposed lot 3, and this would be that residential lot. A horse barn would also be constructed on lot 2 eventually along the tree line, probably in this area. Both buildings were reviewed and considered by the Ag and Rural Committee last October. And at that time, the Ag and Rural Committee suggested that the any buildings be located closer to the existing agricultural buildings too, and then to protect as much as possible the existing agricultural fields. The proposed exclusive ag field lot, which is all of this area, that would just remain in the 2 barns to house farm equipment and materials. The proposed subdivision requires the use of 1 claim or split in conformance with those rural residential development criteria. The parent farm is number 85. This farm currently has 3 claims, 2 of which may be used under the rural residential development criteria, and 1 of which only be used under the rural cluster district zoning. So the applicant will need to record an affidavit of claim explaining that they are retiring the 1 claim for this residential lot, and then the 2 other claims will need to be assigned to either lot 2 or lot 3. The applicant provided this aerial image, and also notes that there are no additional new driveways proposed. So the applicant is proposing, and I think is included in your packet, 2 easements. The single-family residential lot will share driveway access through here, and so there's an easement for that, and then there's also an easement across lot 2 to serve as access to the farm field in the rear. So there is an existing farm road that runs along the property line, and to continue access to these fields in the back, they have provided easement. Regarding the rural residential criteria, staff did have some initial concerns about the erosion control potential. I think we've kind of worked out what the issues are, and the house will generally sit outside of the very steepest slopes. The proposed lot is adjacent to existing farm operations, and no lands currently in crops are expected to be impacted, such as by building. Staff are not aware of any environmentally sensitive lands that would be impacted, and once again, that is wetlands or drainage ways. The lot shape is approximately 2-to-1, and there are woodlands impacted. Your packet includes a forestry management plan, and staff notes that there are no desirable trees. The majority of the trees located on the site are black cherry, black walnut, mulberry, and it seems like there was one other one I wanted to say, black locust. So they are proposing to remove at least one black cherry, one black walnut, one mulberry, and then potential damage to one black walnut and one mulberry. The proposed lot, residential lot, also addresses the following criteria. There is no history of farming or tillage on the lot. The lot is adjacent to agricultural buildings to the east on lot 3, and the applicant does request a waiver for the lot size. As noted, the lot size is slightly larger than the preferred 1.5. The lot size as proposed is just over 2 acres. So the applicants are requesting a waiver for that. In addition, the applicants are requesting a waiver for the steep slopes. Staff believes that there are slopes that would greater than or approximately or greater than 12% that would be impacted by the residences. So staff does recommend approval of the rezone with 4 conditions, and also approval of the CSM with 15 conditions. And I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, thank you. Question, Gabriel.
Can you just tell the story about why this is happening?
Yeah.
I just don't. It's
Yeah.
fine. I know it doesn't matter that much, but I'm just curious. Is there like a change in ownership, or is this like a change in land use?
Why don't we have Lisa come up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lisa Steinhauer. I represent the landowner. I'm the Frostwood Farms coordinator. So for this project, the current landowner is interested in parceling off this land in order to sell to an additional owner who would intend to have horses on the small ag property in his residential home directly adjacent.
Okay, so the AS lot and the
Yep,
rural
and-
residential would be sold to the same
same
person.
owner, yep. And lot 3 would remain with the current owner at this time.
Okay, but it's not like you had to be related to the family to build a house.
You do? Okay, so...
So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep,
so this
you-
is what I
this is
want to
good.
know, if they're going to sell it to
Yep,
some,
nope,
you know,
they-
when-
They do not have to have a family relation when they're using the rural residential development criteria, when they're using one of those claims. Now, if they wanted to build a second home on a farm, that would have to be either a parent or a child. But under our rural residential development criteria, it's literally designed for this, to allow owners to sell off some land for single-family residences.
okay.
It's purely a coincidence that there are 2 horse operations across the street from each other.
Coincidence.
Yeah, that's fascinating. That's very cool, though. And this is just coming. These both are coming forward because we just passed that update to the ordinance. Is that
The first one is related to the ordinance change. This one is not. This is pretty standard stuff
But
that's been
how
done.
do we avoid that farm owner start parcel the farmland, start building, selling?
Well, yeah, that.
I want to, because I think that one is a valid question to ask.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So that's why we have the claim system.
Yeah.
And so this farm has 3 claims, and it's based on all of the farms in Fitchburg were assigned claims at 35 for 1 claim for every 35 acres.
Okay.
Way back in the day, way before my time. And each farm can use up to, if you are outside of FUTA, you can use up to 2 of those claims. So even if the farm has 6 claims, and there's some that do, they can only use 2 of them for a single-family residential lot. That's all they can do. So it limits the number of single-family residential lots that can be created.
Okay.
If you are in a FUTA, like, the Stonemans are in a FUTA, right?
Yeah.
The Stoneman farm. They can only use 1 of their claims. And so the remainder of the claims can only be used in a rural cluster development. And that's a special section in our zoning ordinance that allows a developer to create a rural cluster development. And that would be, for example, taking like this 40-acre parcel right here approximately, and then building a cluster of homes, maybe 10, 8, 10, 12, and then deed restricting all the rest of the land for farmland permanently. That's the idea of the cluster development.
And how many clusters do we have?
We don't have any.
Oh, okay.
That's the easy question. That was not done as a cluster. No. No. And there hasn't been one that's been developed. So there's a lot of these. The city has used very few of these claims as single-family residences, but so technically this farm could use 1 more. They could create 1 more single-family lot. But it's a good question.
No, thank you for explaining, because there are a lot of people that they are watching and maybe they don't
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Any other question, comment? Here none. Okay. Who's going to move it?
I'll move approval of rezone RZ 265626 with the, am I in the right? Yeah, 15 conditions. Oh, actually the other one first.
No, there are 4.
4.
Oh, 4 conditions. Sorry, 4 conditions outlined by staff. There it is.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the rezone, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Move approval of certified survey map CS 265726 with the 15 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
All those in favor of the certified survey map, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so next one is another public hearing. So I want to open a public hearing and consideration of rezone RZ 265926, request by Dwayne Helwig, agent from Agrace, to rezone property from PDD SIP, that is a planned development district, specific implementation plan, to PDD SIP. Is the same thing? Yeah? Planned development district, specific implementation plan to allow for an assisted living and memory care facility at 5395 East Sherrill Parkway, along East Sherrill Parkway and Fahey Glen. Okay, so who we have? We have Dwayne Helwig. He wished to speak and answer questions. Do you want to say something?
Nope, just I'm here to answer questions. I'm also joined by Jesse Flugar from Grace, so if you have any operational questions for Grace, he's on Zoom, as well as JP Cullen, represented by Adam Masteler, and Michael Siniscalchi is from JSD, Civil and Landscaping. So we tried to cover the whole gamut tonight in case you have any questions.
The whole crew is here. Okay, so I will close the public hearings and moving to staff report.
Yeah, so this is phase 2 of a 2-phase PDD SIP rezone process. We've seen this project come forward at the GIP level in January, and then we saw it last in April for the first phase of the SIP. Phase 1 included a reconfiguration of the existing hospice care area of the facility, which must be completed prior to the start of Phase 2. The second phase allows further additions and renovations for the campus, which include a 64-bed licensed community-based residential facility, assisted living, memory care, adult daycare operations, 8 studio apartments dedicated to employee housing, as well as additions and renovations that enhance the public spaces for the general population on the campus. The PDD SIP plans are consistent with what was presented to and approved by Plan Commission previously. Phase 1 of the construction has already begun as of spring of 2026, with the proposed completion of Phase 2 for fall of 2027. Phase 2 is a redevelopment of the eastern portion of the property, and it'll be renovated to create the Dementia Village. This village will have 8 houses, a clubhouse, supporting facilities, gardens, and walkways. The eastern parking lot will also be reconfigured as part of this Phase 2. The new structures do not require a change in the setbacks at the PDD level. The foundation plantings around the buildings will be renovated with trees, shrubs, wildflowers, and native prairie. As stated in previous meetings, the Dementia Village is built on a model originating in the Netherlands. The village is broken into 3 sections, the west, central, and east neighborhoods. The west neighborhood will include a central putting green, private patios, and additional seating in the courtyard. The central neighborhood will include a space for lawn activities, as well as a fountain and a central staircase leading up to the clubhouse. And the applicant's landscaping plans also note for a possibility to host larger events in the central neighborhood, while the east neighborhood includes raised garden beds, vegetated walls, and additional landscaping features. The proposed houses are 1-story, with the 64 units spread across 8 homes. The applicant has provided renderings of several houses. However, the applicant notes that specific exterior building materials and colors will not be determined until the time of awarding the bids on the project, which is noted to be around September of this year, and staff has requested that these materials and colors be provided to the zoning administrator for approval prior to the issuance of full building permit. The Dementia Village will include 4 courtyards to the south of houses 1 through 4, which is on the southern edge of the property. The applicant notes that these courtyards are meant to represent several familiar landscape settings across Wisconsin, such as oak savannas, up north Wisconsin, Door County, and a farmstead setting. And they have included conceptual designs in your packet. Staff initially had concerns regarding the site's photometric plan and its compliance with Chapter 28. The applicant has provided updates. However, a final photometric plan and lighting cut sheets must be provided that are compliant with Chapter 28. Per Phase 1 conditions, the applicant did provide a tree preservation report to staff, as well as the city forester. Fitchburg Center has also reviewed the tree survey and protected trees list. The revisions in the tree survey saw an increase from 20 to 21 trees of 8-inch diameter being removed for the first phase, and for the second phase, that number has been revised from 66 trees up to 73. The tree survey has identified larger trees on site that will be actively preserved and protected. In response to staff's concern about the lack of native tree species being planted as part of the renovation, the applicant has provided an update to the landscaping plan to include more native tree species. A few other notes here. The applicant has provided details on the wall materials on site. The site will also have a generator serving 2 distinct areas, as seen in your packet, and the generator will be located just to the west of the eastern parking lot that's being reconfigured. The applicant notes that the generator testing will be conducted once a month, and that this will be located in an enclosure to capture some of the sound coming off of that generator. It is noted that the generator will still be emitting 72 decibels at a distance of 23 feet. However, staff notes that given the location of the generator, noise is unlikely to impact the residential areas of the property. The applicant is also proposing 32 bicycle spaces. This is consistent with bicycle parking proposed in Phase 1 PDD SIP ordinance. So with that, staff does recommend approval of the rezone with 8 conditions and the ADR with the 17 conditions.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments? Nope. Okay, have a question?
So not having the lighting finalized and some of the materials on the outside, how unusual is that for a PUD SIP?
The lighting plan is very close. We still need to tweak on the south side. That's not too unusual. And, sometimes there are some material changes that come up, even post PDD approval. It's not terribly unusual. It kind of depends if Plan Commission is comfortable with I guess what I should say, staff is comfortable that the look and feel and the quality of the materials will be a high quality material, and there will be good choices made here.
I just always thought ADRs came after the bid was finalized and the documents were finalized. I'm just curious why it's coming now versus
I don't know.
Or is that not?
I mean, I think in a lot of cases, the ADR does come before the bid documents.
Okay.
Because they need to make sure that Plan Commission's okay.
Yeah, the ADR has to be final before before a contractor will commit to building that design kind of thing.
Okay, I guess I'm just not familiar with this. But I guess generally speaking, we have a general sense of what the outside will look like. It's just maybe the specific shade and the specific materials in the exact sense it'll look similar to this. It'll just...
Exactly. These are the elevations and looks that have been approved by Grace. So this is what they want.
Are there future steps on this one, or is this the last time we'll see this?
No, this will be the last time that Plan Commission would see this project.
So then I do echo the fact that I feel like in other developments we get maybe a little bit more detail, but it's not always consistent.
Okay, any other question, comments? Okay.
I wonder if I think since this is the last time we'll see you, anything else you want to share about the project, the timeline, how things are going?
Yeah, actually, Phase 1 is underway, so that those hospice additions are going right now. They're slated to be finished in October, so we'll be moving residents over to the new hospice in October. That will clear the east side of the campus for demolition, and we're hoping to hit the ground running with site work in late September.
So the demolition will include all the area where the admin people is, like the cafeteria and all of that area?
Yeah, actually, the admin area remains relatively mostly untouched. There'll be some minor renovations over there, but no demolition for the most part.
And it's about a 1-year timeline?
Yeah, I think the goal is August of 27.
Whoa.
Hopefully late August if you're an architect or a builder.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing the great project to our community.
Thank you for your comments.
I'll move approval of rezone RZ-2659-26 with the 9 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
In that case, I'm sorry, it's actually 8. There was an error. And you have an older version. We had a duplicate in there.
Yeah, I have an older version.
So, sorry, what was struck? 6 was struck because it just says applicant shall provide?
Yep,
Okay.
it was.
So with the revised down to 8 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the rezone say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. next one.
I'll move
Okay,
approval
and
of.
this one I'm going to catch you too.
Uh-huh.
Because this one we did have a duplicate, and I can't remember, was it 8 and 10 or 8 and 17 is a duplicate on yours. So,
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So we need to strike 17.
yep, if you strike 17, so there'll be a total of 17 conditions.
So I'll move approval of ADR Grace Phase 2 with the now reduced 17 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
All those in favor of the ADR, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck. Okay, so we are item G, the last item in the agenda. Wow.
Whoa.
So this is a preliminary plat, PPP 2658-26, requested by Christopher Gosh, agent from 9 Spring Hills, Inc., to approve the preliminary plat of syncopation to create 45 parcels, including 39 buildable lots, on property described as a Lot 3 of CSM 3535 and Lots 1 and 2 of CSM 3598 on County Highway MM. Okay, so we have a couple of people here. So we have Christopher Gosh, who wishes to speak in support. Mark Fairchild, he wishes to speak in support and answer question. Kevin Bissell, I don't know, he's registered only in support. Marko Saninovic, is it? So you are also in support. Okay. So they are representing the developer. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, hello, good evening. I'm not sure we have a lot. This has been in front of you all before. There are a couple of changes that needed to be made, primarily with a public road, and I'm sure Ms. Deanna Schmidt will outline that in her report, so I might let her take it, and then we're here to answer any questions beyond that.
So this is a reapproval of a preliminary plat that Plan Commission and Council did approve back in March of 2026. And then you might recall that Plan Commission and Council also approved the Plan Development District General Implementation Plan Zoning, the GIP, in June of 2026, so last month. Per the conditions of that Plan Development District GIP, the applicant was required to bring back a revised preliminary plat to Plan Commission and Council for approval. So that is what is before you. And so this revised preliminary plat proposes 1 fewer parcels and 1 fewer buildable lots, but most importantly, that there's been significant realignment in the public street. And actually, this does vary from what has been done before on this property. This is proposing a public street, Gadd Street. That would be this one right here. And the reason why that staff has been working towards a public street is because that street will eventually be approximately in this location. That street will eventually be a public street linking down to Lacey. So staff felt it was very important to get this alignment correct for this future public street. I'll just pop back here. It did a couple of really important things in terms of just the street layout. It allowed to have a couple of nice T intersections, eliminated duplicate street intersection names, so it cleaned up some things really well. So other than that, those are the main things. Still 30 to 35 single-family lots that would be planned to be ownership, approximately 40 rental or owner townhomes that would be located on Lot 4, 5, and 13, so right here, and then right here, and then down at the south side. And then 2 lots would be mixed use with some commercial on the first floor and then apartments. And then we've already been talking quite significantly about the Trilogy site that would have independent living, assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing. So the proposal does provide that mix of housing types and densities that is consistent with our future land use map. Staff notes that we should have took out some of the proposed zoning stuff out of the text. And then staff also notes that the continuum of care, that the Trilogy site did have an exception approved under the Wisconsin statutes. Let's see, a couple other things I might just want to mention as long as we're in here. We would be proposing to vacate Laniello Court. I mentioned last time, and I have a little drawing in the document that shows the potential alignment for the new multi-use path. So you might recall that the Terra Vesta multi-use path ends right here, kind of an odd stop right here, but that's where it ends. So the idea and what is being designed is an underpass under MM that would swing around, come up the hill, tie into Gadd Street, and then swing back around the Trilogy site, and then tie back into County Highway, along the frontage of County Highway MM. So the applicant is also going to need to work with the property owner to the south in order to vacate Laniello Court. We might need to do a CSM in tying into that. So let's just see. I think I covered everything I wanted to. Staff does recommend approval with the 20 conditions, unless Mark and Chris have something you want to add.
I don't think so, unless you're going to let me take any of those conditions off. Oh, they're very good ones.
On the future plan for that multi-use path, if it does an underpass there, it looks like at minimum it'll cut into that lot to the south, if not 2 lots to the south.
It will cut into this lot.
Do we have like right of easement to then run the path right next to the road there, or where does that conversation go?
The Public Works staff is working with this property owner, and the early discussions have been favorable that they would probably purchase some land or perhaps just take an easement there. But they don't think they need to go farther to the north. They think they can accommodate the underpass, something like here, and then it would, but you are right, Josh, it's going to have to swing out and then swing back this way.
And then are those conversations including, because this lot that you're talking about that it crosses into, that's not these owners, right? That's somebody else?
Right, it is, yep. And no, I've been party to just those conversations, and yes, I think there's a willingness to work through there. Mm-hmm. Yep, but good questions.
I just had one question. I think in our prior preliminary plat approval, there was a condition that they work with Madison Metro for transit stops, and I don't think
leave that one to Chris.
It's in this one.
It is not in this one. Good catch.
Yeah, I can take that one. So when there was discussion about turning Gadd Street into a public road, we thought, okay, well, let's get with staff and let's get with everybody and make whatever improvements we can to this. So we have 2 separate outlots specific on our project in the development specifically for bus stops. I maybe got a little excited and started designing some really cool bus stops for each one of those. Then as we work with Ross and Madison Metro, it was probably end of June, it's like, yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. So if Madison Metro decided to do something, they would want a bus stop along MM, and they wouldn't be willing to enter into a specific development. So very disappointing. So we're going to repurpose that for shared bike facilities and some other common space where the bus stops were.
If they did want to put a bus stop on MM, is there like a possibility for that? Like, is there a place that it could go, or is that just is that not functional?
we're not providing any, we don't have any direction to provide anything on that, and it could go anywhere along MM. So we've been requesting some additional information to help define that, and it hasn't been forthcoming. So, and I just don't know if they've done their analysis yet, frankly. So,
just to add to that, Madison Metro indicated they were reviewing additional stops when they were looking at expanding their coverage, to further it into Fitchburg. And this also just didn't provide the ridership along Route 65 that they had hoped for or even projected. But we would be amenable to it in the future, but we can't force Madison Metro to do it. So
we're well aware of that. The question I have is, I looked at the old approvals, and it looks like we lost a buildable lot, and yet the number of units didn't go down. Am I reading that wrong?
Maybe that might have been my error.
we are also converting 2 of the lots to multiplex lots right across from the multifamily. And that'll allow it to break up that density a little bit, so it's not going single family directly up against the multifamily. So while there's fewer lots, we're hoping to achieve very similar density.
Okay, so could you highlight what the difference is? Like, I guess I just didn't see a difference between the two, what I saw last time and this time, and
the lines for that kind of stretch of single family have kind of compressed a little bit just to accommodate that road. So there's, I believe that's where we lost the lot, correct, Chris?
Yeah, so
like along 29 there.
Sorry, so when Gadd Street, and I'll try to do this way. So Gadd Street kind of comes up and turns to the south to Dale's property, to the Osborne property. So we were, so that expanded the Trilogy property a little bit. It also started compressing the single families on the west side a little bit, and then it really pinched the ones in the center. And so we relayed those out. We had a couple really odd shaped lots almost right in the center of the development. So then we combined those and made those a center sort of gathering entertainment common area space. So those were the primary changes, because we did end up shifting over to the north to accommodate the bike path and the public street. So just some fine tuning in there.
So the single family homes are about the same, they're just smaller lots, and
I think on average they ended up being the same. I think we had one
less.
Yeah, one less single family lot
to accommodate that.
But one bigger common space.
So the only change is one less single family lot?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay.
I have a question for Mark. So Mark, so are you planning to work with different developers building the single family, the townhomes? They're going to be different?
As of right now, we've got one single family builder identified that's going to be doing all of them sort of through 2 phases. And then we have a different adjacent partner that's going to be handling the townhome portion of that.
Okay. And what about the multifamily?
The multifamily is our group.
Your group.
That's doing the multifamily.
Okay. Any other question? So when are you planning to start?
If everything goes as planned, and we hope to be back in front of you in mid-September, hopefully for some final approvals, and very shortly after that, we'd really like to be in the ground, mid-fall. And that's when I know our partners would like to be moving, at least with at least getting grading done, utilities, and all of that put in as soon as possible.
Okay. What is the next step?
The next step is the final plat.
The final plat. Okay.
And Plan Development District, SIP, so the specific implementation plan. Projects like the multifamily and also the Trilogy site will also need architectural design review. We will also have to bring forward at some point the vacation of Laniello Court. So Plan Commission will be seeing this project.
You're going to see us a few more times, but we're on the right path here.
Excited to see it move forward.
We are too.
I have a question. This is for staff. I'm going to make a request again. Could we start nicknaming
Yeah, please.
and it does say syncopation in this one, but most of the other ones don't. If we could start at the outset of a project, if we can start like a nickname that we put up front for every single one. It would even be nice to put it like preliminary plat PP 2635-26, parentheses, syncopation development.
Okay.
And then, you know what I mean? Just so that like every single one starts with the same
No, I know,
thing.
because
I get confused.
I was looking at this one, I said, which is one? And until I saw syncopation,
Yeah.
oh, there.
I get confused all the time, and I can't even imagine how
Yeah.
someone in the public would even be able to track it without a nickname. And like for Grace, for example, it'd
Yeah.
be great to say
Yeah, Grace.
Dementia Village in the title, because that's what people know it as, but it's actually not in the resolution title. And if someone's
Yeah,
scanning
yeah,
the
yeah.
agenda, they have no
And
idea.
even
They might
for
have
the
no idea
council,
what
too.
that is. So if we could start nicknaming things and maybe putting that at the front of every single one, because every time when it starts with the name, then I'm like, okay, well now I know who Christopher is, but I don't think anyone else in the public knows. So, no offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I also suggest that Plan Commission gets to provide nicknames when ones aren't available, and we can just really get creative on that. No, I'm just sorry. I'm just kidding.
Okay, any other question, comment?
I will move approval of preliminary plat -2658-26 with the 20 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the preliminary plat say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
See you again. So next we move to item 6, this report from the department.
I want to just give an update on things progressing with the comprehensive plan process. As you know, staff has an approved contract, thanks to Plan Commission and Council. We are looking to schedule our first kickoff meeting in mid-September, and that would be kind of a 2-day time period. We haven't completely finalized those dates, but that would bring together the consultant would be in town for a couple of days. We would definitely have our initial kickoff meeting with the working group and Plan Commission. And then there would also be within that 2-day window an open house. So we will, just as soon as we get our dates finalized, we will get that information out to you all. But that's what we're working on carefully.
Can I make a comment? Who are the working group?
Well, that's a very good question.
Oh, and the other thing is, for the open house, please do it in advance, because we need to, this is very important for the community, and we need to involve the community. And
Yep,
you know what I mean?
as soon as we finalize that date, and hopefully very soon, within the next week, we're planning on holding it at Hastahochi.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have a finalized date right now, but close. Okay, so let me get back to the working group. Staff has put together an application form that anyone has an opportunity to apply to serve on the working group. We're thinking between 8 and 12. We don't have a final number. It is going to have to be a person who is a resident of Fitchburg.
Okay.
And also interested in spending, there won't be a huge time commitment, but there will be a time commitment and an involvement commitment. To serve on the working group is a public face for the process, and to be involved with that process and following through that process. So that application should be hitting the streets by the end of the week or early next week. And then we would be looking for people to just tell us a little bit about their interest, and then we'll work through those applications.
And who is going to select the people?
We'll work through that.
No, because that one is key too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think, first of all, I guess we have to see how many applications we get. But I think what is going to be important for the working group is to have a diverse group of people with many different backgrounds, different interests, everything from the business community to different parts of the city. So we'll be looking to create a group that is diverse in terms of as far as we can.
So we have rural and urban.
That would be, yep, that
You
would
know,
definitely.
all of that. Okay.
Yep, that would be the idea.
Are there people you also select because you want a certain type of person or a certain person on a certain committee or an elected
At this
official?
point, we certainly could. But at this point, I think we'll just work off, we'll get at, and people on committee and anybody can apply. I mean, it's just kind of a.
But you don't want elected official in the committee.
I didn't make that decision.
I would like to be in that committee, to be honest, because for me the comp plan is very important. But
I mean, I don't. We haven't. We can talk further about that. There isn't any. There's not a yes or no. I mean, there's not a good or bad.
I think it's a great idea to have the application because
But where we are is an application process.
So how are you going to promote this application form?
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have the tools of FACTv and Lisa. We will ask you all to send it out into your networks too. We'll just try to share it out in our various networks.
So it's just one committee, or you have subcommittees for different?
In this case, there'll be one working group, but we will have different opportunities with focus groups too.
Oh, the focus group too.
Yeah, there'll be focus groups.
When is going to be the deadline for the application? Do you have that date?
We're thinking August 7th, if we can get stuff out right away.
August 7th, but it's fast. I was this is what because this is what happened.
I'm doing it on the fly here.
This is my concern with some of the stuff that we do at the city, and then we put the stuff, and then we say the deadline is next week, or the event is next week. This is why we need to have some time for people to promote. So we reach out to more people.
I guess staff's just trying to balance to keep on your 18-month timeline.
No, I know. I know, but you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking maybe 2 weeks. Open, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's not, we can hold off to like the 14th.
Are you planning to do like some question too in that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can share a copy.
No,
What's the role of Plan Commission in this process?
The Plan Commission, we want the Plan Commission to be at that initial working group process. And there'll be a couple of key places for Plan Commission, but our intention is that staff will just regularly update Plan Commission. You certainly can be involved as much as you want, but except for this agenda, usually your agendas are quite full. And so we were trying to be conscious about not putting too much on Plan Commission also. So the answer to the question is this first kickoff meeting with the working group, Plan Commission is intended to be part of that process. And then there'll be several key stages where a very formal process with Plan Commission would happen. And then staff will just be coming regularly to update you. But of course, Plan Commission the Plan Commissioners can be involved in any and all of the meetings as things come along.
Are the consultants planning to interview Plan Commissioners or elected officials?
We certainly can. There isn't a set interview with Plan Commission. That's really kind of where this kickoff meeting is meant to get the initial feedback from Plan Commission.
But what about elected officials?
We could do that. We don't have anything set in stone right now.
Because there have been other consultants in previous that they have been interviewing elected official and the mayor. So the question is, I don't know. This is what
we haven't got that far right now, but we certainly can.
Okay. Any other? And the focus group also, they're going to be open to how you're going to select the focus group.
Well, I think what we would do, we haven't finalized the
Okay.
different focus groups
Okay.
yet. Those have not been finalized. So what we would do, certainly we can send invites to people who might be aware, but we will also just promote
Okay.
in the social media channels that a particular interest group or focus group is coming up.
Okay.
One other thing I just want to mention, as long as I have the floor yet, staff is also working through the updated farmland preservation map. So that will come back to Plan Commission and Council also as an update to the farmland preservation map. You might recall we did a rezone for farmland preservation a few months ago. And at that time, it was determined to keep the 2 Bowman parcels as AX. And with that change, we have to make sure that our AX parcels, our exclusive agriculturally zoned parcels, match our farmland preservation map. And that is required for us to proceed with certification of our farmland preservation ordinance with the state. So that's another thing that staff's been kind of working through. And so that will be coming on your horizon also.
Diana, what about that we discussed about creating some sort of ordinance for data center?
Oh, well, I wasn't going to bring that up.
No.
Yes, but staff has been doing research and looking at what a potential ordinance for data centers might look like. We don't have anything, finalized to share at this time, but staff is working on a potential ordinance that would address those larger data centers that could be potentially on our horizon.
Is staff aware of any ongoing conversations with a project of that type?
There has been some initial, just general high-level discussions with different groups that are interested in locating in the Madison area and have looked at Fitchburg, but there is no proposals that have come forward to us. There's no anything firm or any sites selected or anything like that.
Okay.
Are you looking at like specific criteria or a moratorium?
No moratorium. We are looking to have a set of ordinance in place. A lot of municipalities are doing that in other parts of the country, and in case that, first of all, we don't have land for this mega data center. We already have a data center in Fitchburg.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's very close to a residential, and nobody knows that, but it's here. It has been for more than 20 years, maybe. Yeah, isn't it?
It's probably been more than 20 years.
What we have the capacity of the land is from a small and medium size. You know what I mean? But if they are coming, because we have industrial zone, is what are the criteria of the city? We should be prepared, and this is, what are the, what are the expectations? Where should be located? Setback, noise control, environmental impact, all of that. It should be coming in an order.
I think there also needs to be some level of scoping of what impact that's going to have on facilities and improvements, right? I mean, obviously, if there's a massive change in power use or servicing of that plot, we would want to know that in consideration.
No, usually all these companies, they reach out first to the energy company, utility first, okay? So that one is something that is working with that MGE alliance first, and then, because they need to know that the capacity is there. But I think we need to be prepared because they are everywhere in Wisconsin, and I think if we have a set of good, regulation in place, so.
Because the county moratorium has no impact on us because we're incorporated land, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Can I ask why the city isn't considering a moratorium?
No offense, but we were getting a little into agenda topic
Yeah,
right
exactly.
now. Like we're really deep into this.
Okay.
Yeah. That one is for another. Yeah.
We should agenda if we're going to talk this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd
what
love
else?
I'd love an update on this in a future meeting. I sense others would
Me
too.
too.
So
Okay.
please add to agenda in the future.
Okay, we can do that. I don't have anything else to add, so I'll pass off the floor.
Okay, who else? We have report from the Ag and Rural Affairs Committee report.
We met today, but discussed only the topics that we approved tonight. so.
Okay. TTC.
TTC met on July 9th. We had a presentation about the farmers market pavilion during farmers markets and the danger of that area. So might be doing a cross. We don't usually do crosswalks in the middle of blocks, but that is an appropriate place for one. So we're moving towards kind of improving the safety of that area.
What's time?
Let's see this.
Does the city have, is there temporary no parking in some of those sections on just those hours or
Yes,
no?
I
Yes?
believe so. I believe so.
In some areas.
Yeah, because I remember the cones, but I don't know if there's signs.
I believe
or
there are
not.
signs.
They are
Okay.
signed, but you can still park there because I have done it.
Okay. But
No, in this.
I would agree.
But I have seen that area that say no parking, and then it's open.
Yeah,
know what
that's
I
what I think getting at, like, that there would be more of a pedestrian designated section in
you want
front of that.
No parking the whole.
Not necessarily. I just think, as somebody who's had kids crossing in that area, the visibility there and
it's bad.
people's ability to continue to go whatever speed they think they can go is just a little unsettling. So I don't.
I know.
Yeah, that's
think
exactly
some
what we
type of
discussed.
striping, some type of a bill, and then if that means the organizers can put signage in that striping or whatever to kind of remind people, like, this is the time of the week you need to slow down.
And also wanting people to like coalesce at a crossing point versus
Yes.
people are just crossing the street anywhere at this in
exactly.
mid block.
You cannot
Whereas
redirect
truly
the people.
that-
if you have a crosswalk, more people will go to the crosswalk to cross.
Yes.
And that's I
very
think the
dangerous,
point
I
is
And
that
honestly, that intersection to the west becomes kind of a mess because it's the only currently striped crossing point, and parking can come up to all four corners of it. And so then if it's the busiest, you have cars up to basically the extent, and everybody's trying to. I mean, I've watched a flow of people hold 6 cars hostage, which is like, it's in some ways fine with me, but like if that's not being held, then there's still a lot of movement in that intersection. So, yeah, okay.
yeah. You
Thank
can
you.
feel free to send an email to the transportation
Yeah.
engineer as well if you have specific thoughts because that's. I think we'll make progress on that area, but it was
Yeah.
a long discussion about
It's clearly gained in popularity, which is
Yeah.
wonderful. That's great to see.
which is good.
Yeah.
Someone also made the suggestion that maybe the farmers market should move, but not really at our to a new, better location that has more space. But I guess it is done by Promega, so it's there. A couple other things. Fitzrona Road has been delayed because of problems with acquiring property, but they were almost done with that acquired property. They had to do some eminent domain work, which is complicated. The utility work, cleaning and grubbing will happen this year, but construction will not be until next year. The County Highway Bike and Pet Underpass, which is what we talked about earlier with the syncopation development. The archaeological review and design are underway. Wayland Road paved shoulders are going to be starting soon. May have already started. I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks since I got the update. And then we looked over the draft comprehensive safety action plan RFP. We're getting can hire a consultant. We have federal money to hire a consultant to do a comprehensive safety action plan for the city. And we went over the CIP transportation projects. And that's all. Thanks.
Okay, any other announcement? Here none, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourning 7:43, Stephen.